Your decision to go with Quinn Ewers at quarterback was based on what, Coach?
I think this is Quinn. He's a very talented young man, and he's a guy that graduated high school a year early and went to Ohio State last fall, and then came to us this spring. So we've kind of looked at him almost like his number one player in the country in this year's class if he would have stayed, but reclassified and went out. But since he's shown up, he's been a great teammate. He's been really coachable, and he's just a guy that, quite frankly, can make all the throws. He's very comfortable in our system of pushing the ball down the field. He's got a really quick release, and I like the leadership. I like what he provides. I like the way the guys respond to him when he's in the game, and I feel comfortable about the people that we have around him at the skills spots that he doesn't have to be the guy to make all of the plays, that they can make the plays for him. So we feel really good about it.
What is Texas affording him that, pardon me, I have to say it correctly, the Ohio State did not? What do you think, Coach Sark?
I don't know. I think it was a difficult situation. He didn't go to Ohio State last year until I think they might have already started training camp, and that's difficult. You're a true freshman. You go into a different setting with a bunch of guys that you really didn't get recruited with. You're kind of behind the eight ball trying to learn a new system. You're away from home. I think for us, naturally, he knows a lot of the guys on this team because, for being from Texas makes sense to him. Got himself an entire off season from winter conditioning to spring ball to summer to get acclimated. I just think all in all, it's just a better setup for success. I don't think it was anything against Ohio State. I think it was just difficult for Ryan and their team to get him acclimated as quickly as they needed to, where we had months to get him prepared for it.
Steve Sarkisian, Texas Longhorns head football coach here on the Rich Eisen Show. How does one get ready for Louisiana, Monroe on September 3rd when there's Alabama a week later? What do you do there, Coach Sark?
Well, I think the one thing for us, Rich, we have 35 new scholarship players out of our 85 on our roster. So we've got a lot of new faces, whether they're high school kids, whether they're transfers. So we've got to get everybody acclimated to who we are and how we go about our business. I think at the end of the day, we've got to focus on what we need to do. We recognize, we're trying to figure out Louisiana, Monroe, who's got, new coordinators on both sides of the ball. We're trying to get ourselves right. We recognize, we know who's coming week 2. But if we don't put our best foot forward in week 1, if we don't start getting ourselves in a position to play at a really high level, regardless of the opponent, we're all going to feel upset about it. So we got to focus on what we need to do. It's the old adage, you take them one game at a time. But
yes,
I think for us, I think it really is that. We're breaking in a new quarterback. We've got a lot of new faces. We've got some young players up front. So we got to make sure that we're getting our ducks aligned to have a successful season. And then as the opponents come, then you got to prepare for the opponent.
And it just so happens the opponent is Alabama, though, and a guy on whose staff you once coached, obviously, and Nick Saban. But also with Texas going to the SEC in short order, in soon order, the conversation nationally, and I'm sure your kids hear it, is that Texas is going to get stomped once they get to the SEC. And what better way to combat that than place this calling card down on September 10th? Wouldn't you say, Coach?
Well, what people say, I really don't give a crap, quite frankly. I care about us playing good football. Mm-hmm. And whether we're in the Big 12 or the SEC or Conference USA, it really doesn't matter. It's about the product and what we put on the field. And so we're focused on what we need to do. At the end of the day, people can say, I told you so, or people got to eat their words. That's up to us.
The I don't give a crap line, was that given to you by McConaughey? Did he write that down for you to bust out in an answer to a question like that?
I'm sure he'd probably say it a little more eloquently than I would.
I don't know about that. When was the last time you spoke to McConaughey? When was the last time you spoke to Matthew?
I spoke to him a month or so ago.
All right.
I don't know. He's been around a bit. COVID was hard on everybody of getting connected, especially when I first got the job. But he's been around a little bit more now, was out at the spring game, was out when we opened the new Moody Center. So it's been great to see him. He's obviously a tremendous Longhorn.
Okay. Most important question I might ask during this entire interview, or I will. Who's got the better hair, McConaughey or Quinn Ewers? Who's got the better hair? do you got for me?
Oh man!
All right, evaluate. The eye in the sky doesn't lie, Coach. Come on now.
Yeah, I think McConaughey keeps his hair, kind of, I don't know what product he's got in there, but he's definitely the hair it looks nice. Quinn, he kind of just lets it go, lets it flow, and but that's kind of I think what we like about him. He kind of that's the way he plays the game. He just kind of lets it rip.